card to pocket is one of the best magic tricks of all time. But for most magicians, the palming is a bit of an issue because the way the spectators think the method works is exactly how the method works. I love my magic to get so far ahead of my audience that there is literally no explanation to how the trick can be done, even if they were burning my hands. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to do a card to pocket that is not just almost impossible for the audience to backtrack, but this version comes with an extra roundhouse kick of magic to the brain. So let me show you how it looks and then teach you how to perform it. I'm going to show you some magic, but to do that I need a card selected. So as I run my thumb down the edge of the deck, imagine saying stop. Like I'll imagine you stop me around here. It doesn't matter too much what the card is, but just for fun at home, do you want to take a guess as to the identity of the card? If you said the 5 of clubs, then give yourself a round of applause because you're absolutely right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to sign your name or anyone's name nice and big on the 5. So I'm going to imagine the name is Timmy. Okay, with a little smiley face, a squiggle so you know it's completely unique, all right? This is the idea. Timmy's card is going to be placed down onto the table and left in full view. We're then going to shuffle the deck up, just like, like this. I need 4 cards selected, so let me just go through because there was something strange there. 1, 2, that's what it was, a little joker. We'll get rid of this. 3, and finally 4 cards. Now, it doesn't matter so much what these cards are, but we're going to take Timmy's signed 5 of clubs. I'm going to place it somewhere in amongst these 4, leaving us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Don't look away. Watch. Just like this. You should notice 1 card has completely disappeared. Not just from these 5 cards, but from the entire deck. Isn't that crazy? But here's where it gets even stranger. Before I began, I took 1 card from an entirely different deck, and I placed it over here in my pocket. I'm going to reach into my pocket and take that card out. You'll notice that the card has a completely different back. And not just that, it has something on the face. You can see it's a 5 of clubs. But not just any 5 of clubs. This is exactly Tim's card. Yo, what's up everyone? My name's Lloyd. I hope you like learning magic. Every week on this channel, I create and teach brand new tricks completely for free to give back to the magic community. So if you enjoy what you see and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Let's dive into the trick. This is the setup you're going to need. Grab yourself a joker and place some double stick tape on it. Maybe you can see that in the light. Now take a double back card and again place some double stick tape on it. And finally grab yourself a blue card from a different deck. All right, the rest of the cards, no. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to place the double back card with double stick tape on it here. And it's important to get as much of the stick off this double stick tape as possible. You really don't want hardly any stick on it, just a tiny amount. I'm then going to take the blue card from a different deck, and I'm going to place it back to back with the joker that has double stick tape. Again, you don't want much stick on this tape whatsoever, okay? So we'll line these up just like that, very, very gently. This goes on top of the deck, with the joker facing up. And finally, I'm going to place 1 cover card on top of everything. To begin, I'm going to do a riffle force. So I swing cut these to the center of the deck, just like this. And when they stop me, I can cut everything to the top. And to give myself a moment, I say any guesses as to what this card could be. Now, that just gives me a moment to get a triple. Okay, so I'm going to pinky break under 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3, which is basically takes me to their card, the force card. And I'm going to reach in and separate it from the double stick tape. By doing it this way, it reduces the sound of the tape coming off, if there's any at all. So I get a triple like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You can see their card there. I'm going to reach right under that packet and turn it over on top. And I try my best to keep this from touching this card, all right? So I leave a nice big gap. I ask them to sign their card right here, which they do. And now I'm going to turn this packet square onto the face of the deck so everything lines up nice and neatly. And I'm going to push off this top cover card as I milk my hand away so they don't see anything, just like this, all right? That's going to cover up this joker, all right? This is called milk in the deck or necktie in the deck. So I can do that one-handed, or I can just do that like this, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is keeping this deck necktie towards myself. I'm going to shuffle cards and basically drop this little packet, which is now 3 cards, into the middle, okay? Remember, their card is essentially out here, which is what's so nice about this effect. You're so far ahead of them. So now I'm going to make this card apparently vanish. At the same time, I'm going to fix a small error, which everybody forgets. So I'm going to run through the cards. I'm going to outjog one card. And what's important is I do this in the top half, right? Because the joker is going to be around the middle. So I'm going to push out 1 card near the top, about half its length. 2 cards near the top, about half its length. And then I'm going to push it, keep spreading along until I get to this joker. Once I get here, I say, oh, how did that get in there? Like I make a mistake. I'm going to push everything into my right hand. And I can take the joker out really nice and cleanly. This is a 3-card stack. This has their card in the middle of it with a blue back. And what's so beautiful here is I can flash this front and back, just briefly. Say, oh, don't know how that got in there. I can just show this as a joker. And now the secret sauce to this effect is I'm going to apparently place this over here to the left of me, in my pocket. But I'll show you a little behind the scenes view in a second. What's going to secretly happen is, though, this is one of the most powerful tools I use in all of my magic, but people don't realize how easy it is to place a card into an opposite side pocket behind your back. I'm going to say, oops, let's get rid of this. And it's just like a little natural moment. Nobody really remembers this. But I take this red-backed apparent joker and I place it into my back apparent left pocket. What secretly happened is, though, that this goes into my back right pocket, ready to be extracted in a moment's time. So the move looks like this. You say, oh, there's a red back card. I'll put it in my pocket. Come back to it later. Secretly, this is what's happened. I'm going to try and give you the best exposed view as possible. That card is, they think it's in this pocket. But the reality is it's over here in this pocket, okay? So, look, one more time. From the front, it just looks like I place it in my back left pocket. What's happening is this. I'm going to literally just show the card. I'm going to come around and just literally reach all the way over and ditch it off there and come back. So it feels like I've gone here, but reality is I've gone here. And at speed, it literally looks so convincing. I just come around and just place it in my pocket. Okay, and now secretly I can just retrieve it right from here. So one more time, pocket, and I can just pull it straight back out. There's also a bonus handling to this where it's done with the torn corner. All the layers of impossibility for that version stack up exponentially so that if the audience try and backtrack it, they're probably going to end up in an insane asylum. I would feel really sorry for lay people watching that version because the signed card has the torn corner off. It's left in full view the entire time. The vanish is super visual, or you can make the vanish happen in the hands of the audience this time. And the layers upon layers upon layers just destroy their brain. So to learn that bonus version, the extreme version, I'm teaching that just to the people over on my Patreon or my membership as a way of saying thank you. There's a couple of hundred members there, 52 plus exclusive tutorials that will never be on YouTube, and a Discord. And basically the Patreon keeps the lights running and allows me to be an independent artist. So if you want to learn the extreme handling, then go ahead, sign up to my Patreon and get all that good stuff. But you don't need to. It's just for those of you that support me as a way of saying thank you, and to those of you that want to take your magic from sort of here to a little bit more extreme and more advanced. But that's enough for me trying to pay the bills. Let's carry on with the video. Now I continue on. I place the cards back into a spread position. I spread past the first 2. I up jog a 3rd card, and then I up jog a 4th card, but just not as far as the rest. Okay, so if you look from the side, you can see that 4th card is not out anywhere near as far. Now I'm going to rotate this apparent 4-card stack around my middle finger using my right hand 2 fingers. So I'm going to come around them, like cross my arms basically, and then I'm going to sweep back, rotating around this finger. And as I do that, I'm literally just going to pull this card in. It looks like nothing's happened, but secretly now I have 3. Okay, so at speed, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 cards just like this. I'm going to take them out of the deck. I only have 3. Okay, this goes off to the side. Now, if I want to overproof it, I can do a false count. See, look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Right, I only have 3. Or you can you could do the count later on. Either way, you can now make this card vanish ultra cleanly because they believe there are 4 cards here, and this is the 5th card. Okay, and what's nice is that I like to leave it near the pen because it sort of signifies that it's the signed card. So anyway, they believe there are 4 cards here. At this point, you can actually do this in their hand. So you can say to them, look, take the cards. I'm going to pick up your card, place it on top. And I've done this in the past where I have them just shuffle it under the table or behind their back. They're focusing on quickly shuffling and not dropping the cards as opposed to counting. And it really solidifies that there's 5 cards in their hand. But if you don't want to do that, you can say, look, I'm going to take your card. I'm going to place it second down. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's second from top. Whatever you want to do. But remember, this is not their card. This is a completely different card. So say, look, I'm going to take your card, and you can do a false, your 5 of clubs. You can pretend it's the 5 of clubs. Place it second or third down from the top and watch. Square everything up. Now you're in this amazingly clean position where I can say, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's completely gone. Or they get to turn it over in their hands and see that it's completely gone. This is just an amazing moment. If you think about it from their point of view, they really are convinced their card was over here. They believe there are 4 cards in here and now to 5, and it's gone in just such a crazy clean fashion. And now you're going to reach over, drop these cards on the deck and spread to show that it's completely gone and allow this moment to sit for a while. And then this is the sneaky part that's going to happen in my pocket. I'm now going to say, look, before I began, I placed a prediction from a different deck inside my pocket. I'm going to reach into my right side pocket. And essentially, I'm just going to flick inside my pocket. I'm going to flick the back card off and place my middle finger in. And then essentially sandwich the middle card like this and brute force this out from inside these 2 sandwich cards. Okay? And that happens really quickly. You just try it at home. You'll find out that it's really easy to do. Just make sure these cards are not too sticky and you'll be able to do it in literally like a split second. Okay? But also, because your hand is so clean going into your pocket, it allows you some breathing room to do this move because they don't think you're secretly loading anything in. So if anything, it feels like you're just like jingling change or just trying to make some room to get the card out. Because you can show, like, there's nothing in my hands. I'm going to reach in. They don't realize you're ditching cards off a card. Right? That's our lizard brains kicking into action, making us feel guilty. They have no idea what this secret is. And then, again, if they ever thought it was the Joker, they think that's in the other pocket, and they saw it had a red back. So everything's cancelling the method out for them. Anyway, reach into your pocket and literally just split this out from inside them. Again, these are out of the way. Now you can bring this blue back card out and say, look, I made a prediction from another deck. Obviously, it's not your card because it's got a blue back, but it is a 5 of clubs, which is pretty insane. Well, not just any 5 of clubs. This is your signed 5 of clubs. And if you think about that from a layperson's perspective, that they signed a red back card, they saw it in full view on the table the entire time, it vanished potentially in their hands, leaving it completely clean, and then you pull out a completely different card from your pocket. That's theirs with no palming, no apparent sleight of hand. It really is an amazing thing to experience.